The pandemic has put a pause on evictions, and tonight that's keeping a young family from forcing a sex offender out of their home.
And that means the parents of two small children with disabilities are living in an RV. News 4 investigator Chris Negus is on that case tonight.
This is our home sweet home.
It's not pretty, but this is Libby Denton's current home, an RV parked in the driveway of her parents' farmhouse in Madison County, Illinois.
We have to run extension cords for space heaters.
This is the house she's supposed to be living in, a stalled construction project started by this man, Bill Reed. Reed was hired by Denton's parents.
Everything started out kind of okay. I was recommending him to all my friends on Facebook.
But that's no longer happening. Steve and Tracy Riddle say Reed walked off the job in mid-October.
This is the kitchen area.
Inside the house, there's still lots left to do.
He messed around with the steps. He couldn't get them right.
And the Riddles say the upstairs is unusable because the ceiling is too short.
Where you putting ceiling fans or lights, you're going to bump your head.
Something I did coming through this doorway. If you're over 6 foot, you won't clear your head.
I don't clear that.
So I asked Bill Reed about it.
Upstairs is like not usable. Can you explain what happened there?
There wasn't even supposed to be no upstairs when this job was started.
Not only are the Riddles upset with the lack of progress, they regret the unusual payment made to Reed.
I'm sick over it.
Riddle says he's not only out tens of thousands.
This was my disability retirement savings.
But this payment arrangement came with a twist. The Riddles offered to give Reed this small mobile home and lot in Sorrento, Illinois, in lieu of cash. That's where Denson and her children were living prior to the RV. The Riddles say they turned it over too early, and now one of Reed's relatives is living in the home.
So let me get this straight. Somebody who is not related to you is living in your son-in-law and daughter's mobile home.
Yes.
That's not paying rent and doesn't currently have permission to be there.
Right. And he's a registered sex offender, so there's that too.
And I checked. Bill's brother Frank is on the sex offender registry, and he's registered at Libby's home. So I started with a phone call to Frank, and he seems to dispute the info on ISP's website.
Are you a registered sex offender or not?
No, I used to be, but I'm not no more. I did my time.
But here he is. According to the site, Frank is clearly on the registry. And he also told me he's got no plans to leave Libby's home.
You're going to stay there for now and wait until this goes to court?
Yeah, that's the only place I got.
According to the Bond County, Illinois courts, there's an eviction moratorium. The sheriff told me he can't evict someone without a court order. So at the moment, Libby Denton says she can't even sell her property despite being the owner.
The deed is still in our name, but we can't kick him out because of COVID.
Bill Reed sees things much differently.
Are you in possession of that mobile home?
I am in possession, so until my attorney can get them in court, I can't kick them out, they can't kick my brother out.
As for the business deal, Reed attributes part of the problem to the rising cost of lumber since the pandemic began.
Was there an agreed upon contract and then the price went up?
Yes, we signed the contract in March.
And he claims the Riddles owe him money for other projects on their main home.
They owe me $17,000 that was paid through the insurance company in 2019. And I have the paperwork. That claim was never given to me.
The Riddles dispute that claim and provided News 4 with numerous checks written to Reed. Not only does this home remain unfinished, the Riddles say Reed failed to perform other jobs that are paid for in full. Now they want a portion of their money back, along with this property. But Bill doesn't sound willing to budge.
I already knew that they were going to get me for thousands of dollars. As being a contractor, we also have rights. So now it's going to cost me thousands of dollars to go take these idiots to court when I shouldn't have had to.
In a follow-up email from Bill Reed, he tells me his brother has now moved out of the mobile home, but he insists the property was given to him as payment for work performed. He says they were supposed to provide the deed, but they did not. Libby says she visited her mobile home over the weekend and found this note taped to the door from Frank's parole officer trying to locate him. The parole officer couldn't comment on the record about the case. Bottom line, once someone moves into your property, whether it's through a lease or non-traditional means like this agreement, getting them out can be difficult because of current COVID-related restrictions. Chris Negus, News 4 investigates.